More music.
Oh my god.
Here goes.
Blazing across the airwaves right now. Get ready.
Now this is Freddie McGregor, and you're tuned in to the baddest rhythm of all time.
Grant's Rock Warehouse is trying to change the world, one track at a time.
Are we on the air?
Yes, you are.
More music. More of the time.
Grant's Rock Warehouse.
Don't understand what's going on here.
Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse and to another episode of Little Known Bands That You Should Know. Ashley Geisler is here tonight, and we are looking at three bands, Buffalo, Taste, and Cheetah. So we want to hear from you in the chat. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, DC's here as well.
Grant is trying to change the world, one track at a time. Grant's Rock Warehouse is keeping it real in the field.
All right, everybody, we are live, and we are back in the saddle. It's Wednesday. And we are always live here on Wednesday. And tonight's show, Little Known Bands That You Should Know, is back in action with Ashley Geisler. And he's got three bands that he's brought to the table. Three bands, ladies and gentlemen, that he feels that everyone should know more about. And tonight, I'm just going to turn it over to him. Oh, and DC Toontime, nice to see you tonight.
Hello, folks. Hello, panel.
There he is.
Good to see DC.
So we'll play these. We'll get DC's input on these. We do want to hear from you in the chat what you think about these tracks. And without any further ado, let's turn it over to Ashley. And Ashley's first pick is the band Buffalo. Ashley, let us know more about Buffalo.
Sure. Let's get some Australian acts onto the Warehouse for once. Down in my neck of the woods now. Buffalo started out in 1970. And they were originally called Head for the first 2 years, and then 70, and they were a five-piece band, and they had the dual vocalists. They had Alan Villano and Dave Tice on vocals, and they also had two drummers. And they gigged around for a while, and they released their first album in 72, and that was called Dead Forever. And it was more into the prog rock type of sound, but with the heaviness and that going on as well. And eventually, Alan Milano and Paul Bablu on drums had left, and they come down to the four-piece classic lineup, as we know, which was Dave Tice, Pete Wells on bass, Jimmy Economou, and of course we had. I've fallen a bit short here, guys. Unfortunately, we had Paul Baxter. We have Paul Baxter on lead guitar. Sorry about that, people.
That's right. Words are hard sometimes, Ashley.
Anyway.
Believe me, I can barely talk.
Yes. And in 73, they supported Black Sabbath on their Volume 4 tour. And these guys were signed to Vertigo, and they were the first band outside of the UK to sign to this label, which is something unique at the time. And the album was down at the top, Volcanic Rock, also had a bit of a controversial cover, which they had to sell them in brown paper bags. As you can see with the graphic on this one here. And
it's different.
Yes, very different. Very different for Australia at the time too. They didn't get a lot of airplay here in Australia at the time, although Susie Sunshine, the first single from Dead Forever, did reasonably well, and the album did quite good as well. Now, both of these first two albums are on the Swirl label, the famous Vertigo Swirl label, and they're quite collectible out there. Anyway, they went on for a while and did their third album, Only Want You for Your Body, which we got the famous heavy riff sounders we've got, which is from this album here. Everyone can see that.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Wait a minute. No, this is the track we're going to play, but I'll throw up the graphic.
There it is there. Only Want You for Your Body.
What the hell is happening on that photo? My God.
Yes. And they had a lot of occult following around here in Australia. They do it a lot in Sydney and Melbourne and over my neck of woods in Adelaide. But unfortunately, by 75, the band was broke. And they had a bit of a fallout with their guitarist, John Baxter, and management got involved and sort of told the band, we need to start making some money here, guys. So we need to maybe move him on. And they introduced They introduced Chris Turner on for their 6th album, which is called Mother's Choice. And instead of going into the heavy sound that they had, they went into more of a blues boogie type of sound.
Mm-hmm.
And the band sort of were a bit frowned upon and they were a bit disinterested. And Pete Wells actually left halfway through that album. And as we all know, he went on and formed Rose Tattoo, which I'm sure some people out there may have heard before. And they went on and toured with Rainbow on their 76 tour, which was a bit of a drama as well, as they didn't get on well with Richie Blackmore at all. They played in Sydney on one of their shows, and backstage they had little cubicles, and Buffalo was a support act.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd come off the stage and had a few beers like we do and celebrating that. And back in the 70s, we used to have telephone books in the phone box, and they were about that thick. And they were going away, and one's flying straight over the top and almost hit the band in the head with the phone book, thrown by Richie Blackmore because he couldn't concentrate in one of the cubicles before the band went on. Mm-hmm. So their management went in there and had ripped into them, and it wasn't. So they're off to a bit of a rocky start. And then by the time they got to Adelaide, Richie Blackmore was throwing bits of the ceiling off at Jimmy Economy on drums. So they were fighting all along the way. And plus, on the old tour books that they had, Buffalo had to pay to be in it. They weren't publicised, anything like that at all. It's a bit iffy and bit sad, really. And then by 77, they released their last album called Average Rock and Roller. And now, again, Chris Turner had left, the other guitarist, and they brought in the other guy, Ross Sims. It was Carl Taylor they brought in, and Ross Sims on bass. And now they're gone into a type of blues, type of country sound a little bit. But the band had already split when this album was released in 77, and Dave Tice moved to the UK and joined up a band called the Count Bishops, which I'm sure some of you may have heard as well. They're not too bad. A bit like Dr. Feelgood, a bit of a punk movement in the UK type of sound. And yeah, that's basically the end of Buffalo until probably later on. Then Dave Tice moved back to Australia and formed the band called the Headhunters, which are a bit of a blues band. They played a lot of bikie festivals and that around Sydney and the east coast of Australia. Then in the 2000s, he teamed up with Mark Evans. Mark Evans is, of course, famous with AC/DC, and they did like little duets, little rock duets, like a bit like acoustic type of things. And then in the 2010s, Dave Tice reformed Buffalo Revisited, where he had a whole new band and he was playing the classic Buffalo tracks, which he sort of ceased a couple of years ago because he just got a bit tired of it. But so that's basically Buffalo and a hit. They released 5 albums. They're all re-released on the Aztec Music label, which is a label down here in Australia, which is owned by Gil Matthews, who was in Billy Thorpe, the drummer for Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs, and also drum for Mondo Rock as well. So they are all available, and they're all quite good. They're all in little digipack forms, and there's good little booklets in them. So please check them out, and they're also on Spotify too.
All right.
We're going to hear from the Volcanic Rock, and we're going to have Sunrise Come My Way.
Yeah, this is off the Vertigo album, 1973 Volcanic Rock album. Let us know what you think. And we will circle back around after it's done. Here we go, Buffalo.
Go ahead,
Holy mackerel! Whoa!
There we go.
Whoa! What was there not to like about that? You've melodic. It's got great guitar tone. It's definitely catchy. And
Bombastic.
It's bombastic. There is so much energy on this track. It just damn near wants to leap out of the. I think this is fantastic.
Man, that is a fantastic 1-2 punch for these cats to be opening up for Sabbath. Lots of Iommi styled guitar here, faux show, and that's never wrong in old DC's book.
I know, Kevin. I may have to go down when the next song starts and get a beverage because, man,
I'm at least going to take a swig of water here.
And I have never heard of this band ever. I have never heard of them.
Me neither.
Man, why weren't these guys like huge? Well, because they were probably stuck in Australia.
No, they weren't. They were very big in Europe. They were very big on the bootleg. They released a lot of their albums on bootleg labels in Europe. The Europeans loved them. Absolutely loved them throughout the 80s and 90s. But Pete Pardo on Sea of Tranquility is a big fan of this band too.
Of course, he's heard of everything. He and Rand. You know,
Ashley, what was your introduction to this band? Did you come across it on FM radio, or how were you exposed to these guys to begin with?
I was exposed to these guys probably in the late 80s through a friend of mine in interstate, and he had the whole catalog of Buffalo.
Okay.
And I was just blown away by their covers. I thought, wow, these are unreal. And also on the back of that Volcanic Rock album, it's got at the top, play this album extra loud.
You know, I agree.
I would take that under advisement.
Man.
Yeah. So anyone that wants to discover Buffalo, you can't, the first three, or should I say the first four, Dead Forever, Volcanic Rock, and this one, Only Want You for Your Body, the first three are all sounding like that, their heaviness. And then, as I said, they started to decline a little bit after that. But the other albums after that all still have some good songs on. They still have some merit there.
All right. Well, let's keep going since the vibe is strong and the rock is hard.
Yes.
The rock is hard. Okay, Buffalo, what's going on? This is off the album.
Only Want You for Your Body.
Only Want You for Your Body.
This is what happens when you eat all the shrimp on the barbie.
I would say so. All right, everybody, we're going to play it. Let us know what you think. We'll keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. More Buffalo from 1974. I know this is going to change your life. Oh my goodness gracious, everybody. Man. Why does that seem like it's predates, you know?
The British metal invasion of the early 80s.
But why does it seem so why does it seem so fresh? Am I the only one hearing that? It seems kind of fresh.
I'm shocked that this came out in 74 because I would have picked early 80s at least.
I mean, this rocks hard.
Oh yeah.
And that whole part where it just galloped for like X amount of measures before he came in.
Yeah.
The production on this album is really, really good. This is probably the cleanest sound compared to the first two.
I'm just kind of speechless because I could have had that song keep going for another couple minutes. It was too short.
They were setting the vibe and the mojo with that galloping riff that, just kept on building and building. It was just like really setting the tempo, if you will.
Holy crap. I'm just surprised. I mean, I put this together. I didn't listen to them. I just slapped them in.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's great. It's great. Yeah, it's great stuff. And like I said, I'm shocked that it came out in 74.
I am too.
Yeah.
This sounds like British new wave of heavy metal.
Exactly.
Yes.
And look how far it predates it, though. By a lot. Oh, my gosh.
Almost a decade.
Sean Patterson. Buffalo was a modern day Gods. No, this band's better than the Gods. This phenomenal.
Yeah.
Obviously,
very much.
Yeah, but still, it's kind of that new wave of British heavy metal thing going. Wow. I'm going to ask Martin about it.
They didn't start off to be like a Sabbath clone band here in Australia. They more or less got aligned to them when they signed with Vertigo. And that's when the Sabbath connection really gelled.
Mm-hmm.
Montrose is 73, and that sounds heavier. Total Eclipse, I think you're 100% right.
Yeah. So anyone that hasn't heard Buffalo before, please check them out.
All right, cool. Let's keep it moving. What we got up next, Ashley? So far,
we should have
Taste.
Taste, yes. Not the Rory Gallagher Taste, everyone.
Right. The other one.
Australian band Taste. Now, this band also started off originally called Cloud 9. And they released the album in 74 called Rock On. So, which is more of a bit of a glam rock type of thing. But a bit of history. These guys were the youngest band ever in Australia to get signed to a major label. Wait for Silverchair and any of that.
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of work beforehand supporting people like John Farnan and stuff like that. They're like backing bands, like a little backing band when they're all playing together. And Taste also started off on drums. We had an unknown Virgil Donati. I'm not sure if people may have heard of Virgil Donati before. He's drummed with Steve Vai, Tony McAlpine, also done a lot of session work here in Australia, and one of the world's best drummers of today. Please look him up. I'm sure a lot of people must have heard of him, surely. I mean, we have a lot of drummers on here. Webb's a drummer.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And we had Ken Murdoch on vocals, Joey Amenke on lead guitar, Michael Tornelli and Virgil Donati on drums. And this album was their first album as Taste, and they started out in 75. They originally got the name as Taste, and this one came out in 76.
Yep.
And they supported the Sweet on their Australian tour, and they clashed as well. Sweet gave them a lot of crap on their tour. And they also supported Susie Quattro, who they really had a lot of time for as well. The manager for Taste at the time was also Queen's manager.
Oh.
And Queen came out.
The first manager that ripped Queen off? Death on Two Legs Queen manager?
Yes, it could be, yes. I'm not 100% sure. All I know is that they were tied. And Queen came out in 74 and played the Sunbury Rock Festival, which is more of a, like a hard rock, like a Buffalo type of crowd. And then Queen come out, and no one liked Queen. More or less told them that there's a stage, get off.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back in 76 when Night at the Opera was released, and it was the number one album, it was massive out here in Australia. And their management, all Tasteless management, rang them the band up, and they caught up with them. And they went and saw them, and they gave Brian May a copy of this album, Tickle Your Fancy, and he absolutely loved it. Thought it was really, really good. And they took that back to the UK with them. And in between shows, they'd be playing this album before the band Queen would go on. And their management come up with a deal that they were going to sign with Sire Records in the States and be their support for Queen when they went over there. But unfortunately, due to some things out of control, the band lost management. They had a fallout with management and got rid of them and changed management, and the deal all fell through. And that was more or less the end of Taste, and probably until about the early 2000s where they reformed again and done a couple more albums. But what I thought I'd do today is we first play the first two so you guys get a bit of a taste. Sorry about that. A bit of a punt there.
Wait a minute.
All right. Thank you, DC.
Let's see what you guys think of them.
All right.
So if you think of the heavy Queen sound with a bit of influence in there, you'll like this one.
All right. I want to address John Patterson's nope, the Gods had major league potential in the late 70s. Well, their first album was good. Well, the critics hated it. I don't find it a bad record by any means, but the second album, a little bit lackluster, you have to admit. So I don't know if that was because Casablanca dropped ball, or was it because Casablanca fell apart? That might have been the problem. And wait a minute, someone was mentioning the CD. Kevin was mentioning, yes, I have the Gods Rock Candy CD. I have also had the Gods Rock Candy CD, and I do believe that is mastered by Andy Pierce. And Andy Pierce always does a great job, better than Mr. Astley. So that's a good CD to have. If you want to get the Gods, that's the one you want. All right, well, let's play some Taste. And we do want to hear from you in the chat, what you think of it. Buttons are clicked. And here we go. Taste, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, it fades in. minute. Let me hit the echo cancellation. My goodness. Wow. Those guys couldn't be like 15 years old. Did you hear that drum lick at the beginning?
Oh my. Wow.
I think Webb just slid off his chair. Here we go. Oh, wait, Jay's coming in. These 2 early Taste albums were great. Even the newer stuff is well done. They never age.
That's correct, right? Yep.
Holy crap. How do we not know this stuff? Wow.
Someone mentioned in the chats before that they sound a lot like the Sweet, and yes, very much so. The band were huge Sweet fans.
Look at this. You're turning everybody on, Ash.
Beautiful. That's the way.
It must have been illegal to wear clothes in the 70s if you played music. Well, you know, Mark Farner didn't wear it.
Shirtlessness was very big back in the 70s.
Orleans, Pablo Cruz.
Very big back then.
Yeah.
In fact, here's a fun fact for you. This album cover features a scratch and sniff right near the triangle nipple is. The band inviting ladies or gentlemen that are so inclined to taste.
My goodness.
When the band started in Australia, they got aligned to, they wanted to be like a little girly band type of thing. Like we had Sherbet and bands like that in Australia, but unfortunately they were more in the AC/DC type of thing and Buffalo's type of sound. But the management didn't want them to go that way either. They put them in, they categorized them a little bit differently, which is also a little bit of their downfall as well. It's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, I wonder if that where it says taste, if that's like a projector projecting it on their young
bodies,
prepubescent bodies.
Yeah, we may be setting some sort of warehouse dichotomy of all time here with the fantastic music, yet these album covers just, oh my, it's just.
Hey, wait a minute. We got something here, kids. Cape Cod Ken, who worked in the industry, and by the industry, I mean the business. Anyone remember Crazy Joe and the Variable Speed Band? The song Eugene on Casablanca was co-written and produced by our very own Ace Frehley.
Okay.
Not aware of that.
No.
Greg Gates is invoking Gino Vanelli with the shirtlessness. I'll tell you what, Gino Vanelli has more hair around his left areola than all 4 of these guys on their whole bodies. What the hell? You're not going to get that kind of commentary anywhere else, folks. Here on the Warehouse.
Nah, I'm not really a fan of how that's laid out.
Yeah, that logo should not be over their chests like that. That is.
Yeah, maybe Sydney, maybe.
Well, anyway, let's play another track. We've just have to laugh. Let's see what do we have up next? Okay,
now we're on the second album, which is
this record. I'm gonna have to go to melodicrock.com because that's an Australian label, Australian reissue label. Think like Rock Candy in Australia. And they put out a lot of melodic rock stuff, a lot of AOR CDs. This is released. I had no idea what it was going to sound like. I didn't order it, but I think I'm going to order it now since it's out and it's still in print. So let's play this track. What was the reason why you picked this track, Ashley?
I actually, because one of my favorite tracks on the album, I actually like side 2 a lot better than I do side 1.
Okay.
And I thought this gives you a bit of this also gives you a bit of the Queen influence as well, so you guys can hear it for yourselves.
All right. We'll keep moving. I'm anxious to hear what. All right. We are stuck in 1977, Witch's Brew from the band Taste. Let us know what you think in the chat. All right. Let's crank it up. My God. Where? I've never heard anything quite like this. I know everybody's saying they hear a little bit of this and a little bit of that. This is so over the top.
Yeah,
You just
but
have
in
to
a
love
very
it.
in a very good way. And
Over the
Louder mentioning Uriah Heep, David Byron.
Yeah.
That is like spot on. Absolutely.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, this is a different taste, but man, this kicks butt on every level so far.
Absolutely.
It's so over the top that I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Great tracks. Ash is bringing the amazing tunes. What is going on? Ashley's hitting home run after home run. Yeah, that should be the official Warehouse response to anything that rocks. Oh, yeah. Like that. Crap, I just, Kevin, you know what I just read that like? Crap, I just split my dick. I swear to God, that's what I just read.
What?
But he spilled his drink. He did not split his member.
Yes.
Ken Murdoch is an insane singer guitar player. The whole thing just kicks. Heavy for Rory Gallagher, yeah. I'm curious what good old BM Bolt thinks of this. This just like tore off my face, which would probably be a good thing.
He's going to be really scouring for this at some local garage sale.
If he can get it for
80 cents.
80 cents, he's in. 81 cents, and BM Bolt is not buying.
Nah.
Can you play it, please? Can you just play it over again? It's phenomenal. I would go to melodicrock.com and get your order in while it's in print.
All 4 tracks so far have been tremendous.
Nowhere. I'm going to get
tremendous.
I am sold, Ashley.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see if Ashley's going to keep hitting it out of the park. What do we have up next?
Now we've got Cheetah. Now, Cheetah are a bit of a duet. They're sisters, Chrissy and Lindsay Hammond.
Oh.
Okay.
And they started out as singers here in Australia, supported Renee Gayer on a couple of shows, were in Jesus Christ Superstar. And Lindsay Hammond was also in the very early stages of Air Supply. I'm sure you guys know Air Supply.
I saw him live.
Yes.
Interesting.
Was in the early stages of them. And then the girls got together and they the team of Vander and Young took them under their wings, which I'm sure you know for AC/DC, Angels, did their own thing, Flash in the Pan. The two guys, Harry Vanderberg and George Young from the Easy Beats.
Yep.
And this is a bit of a one and done album with this band because I only did the one album, unfortunately, but it's really good. It's from 1980 and it's got that pub, as we call them in Australia, front bar pub type of sound what we had with the Angels and Rose Tattoo and so on, the type of sound we got from them. And these girls played in the UK Reading Festival in 82 over in the UK when Iron Maiden were at their peak in front of 120,000. And lately, Chrissy Hammond has done a lot of work with Rick Wakeman on some of his solo albums throughout the 90s. And Lindsay is now back in Australia and she's gone a bit into country phase. Does a lot of country acts, does a bit of a Judah, does a bit of a duo around little functions and so forth. But this is, as I said, this is a one and done album. I'm not sure if it was released in Australia. I've got my copy here, which is this one.
It got a domestic release here on Atlantic in the States.
Yes. Mine's a French copy.
Remember, Ashley, I don't remember doing anything at all. And I don't remember it. So.
No.
All right, cool.
No.
Well,
so the first track we'll hear is Bang Bang.
All right, let's Bang by Cheetah. Again, everyone, let us know what you think. Machine.
I didn't see it when it first arrived. You left me warm and paralyzed, and nothing could be the same anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? Ashley is, my goodness, he is changing the warehouse just by being here.
Oh, the man is simply on fire. He's on fire, folks.
Do what Nate says and hit that like button, please, because all we're really here trying to do in the warehouse is turn you on to bands that maybe you have not heard before. That's the whole thing here. You're not going to find Judas Priest and, well, we did do a Black Sabbath Ozzy thing, but you'll hear more Cheetah here than you will Judas Priest. Anyway, gosh, I hope you're getting turned on to this stuff. Man, oh man, that's good.
Please do. Please
Christian
do, everyone.
Christian says this has a better cover than taste. Yes. West Coast Dave coming in. Ash is 3-0 all the way.
Beautiful.
Man. So Ashley, how did you get turned on to this?
My famous wife. My wife had this album on cassette.
Okay.
And they had a hit off this album called Spend the Night, which got released around early 1981, and it was a top 20 hit here in Australia. And it's not as heavy as that. It's a bit of a ballad that kicks in. So a bit of a power pop ballad.
Okay.
And she used to play the tape all the time. And yeah, it's a great album. Really good. Yeah, my wife's turned me on to this band.
All right, cool. So they only have the one album?
Correct.
Is that what I understood? Okay, yeah, just one album, Kevin. So it got domestic release here on vinyl, believe it or not, but it didn't do anything. All right, the next track we're going to hear is off the same album, of course. There's only one. If I would get rid of that, we could read it. Suffering Love.
Yes.
Rock and Roll Woman. Atlantic in 1981. All right, let's hear it. We'll keep it moving. Let us know what you think down below. And how this works, kids. Just keep going, plugging away.
Ever since I saw you, I've been suffering love, and I've been suffering love, and I've been suffering love. I don't sleep at night, I don't feel alright, my head's spinning round. I don't think all day, I'll know what I say, I don't hear no sound. I'm in heaven above, and I can't get enough. I've been suffering love, suffering love, suffering love, suffering love. The very minute that I first saw you, baby,
She reminds
you
me of
really
Lita
got
Ford,
hold of
kinda.
me. And ever since I've been a mixed up lady, shaking like a leaf on a tree.
Ready.
When you look at me, you fire my emotions, my inhibitions running wild. I tell you, baby, you're really doing me in style. You're really doing me inside. Suffering love, suffering love. I don't sleep at night, I don't feel alright, my head's spinning around. I don't think all day, I know what I say, I
Wow. Wow. There you go. That another track that kicked ass, Ashley. Let's be honest. Man.
Yes.
Wow.
6 for 6. How often does that happen? Not when I'm picking the weak ass tunes. 6 for 6.
Thanks, Webb.
I am just so surprised by listening to these that none of these bands really took off here. And the only reason that I could think of it is they were Australian, I guess. They didn't get any push here, you know.
I have a question for Ashley since we're on the Australian music scene vein. Do you remember hearing about this band Hunter?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Dragon. That's
yeah,
Dragon.
I see Dragon, and it's known as Hunter in the States. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
There are reasons for that. When they came to Australia when they came to the States in the late 70s, they how can I put it? Went on stage and was harassing the crowd and having a crack at them, and the promoters more said, "Pack your bags and get on the next flight." So a bit of the band were blacklisted a bit over in there. So when they came back and had some reasonable hits here in Australia, they retitled themselves as Hunter for the States.
Okay. Yeah, I love this album. This was produced by, surprise, surprise, Todd Rundgren, and he either wrote or co-wrote about 4 songs on this. Really great stuff.
What year?
86
yes.
or 88. 86.
Why have I not heard of that, DC?
It's great. I mean,
DC.
This might be a good choice for a one and done, at least their history in the States.
Yeah.
But it's very good.
That's the Dreams of Ordinary Men album.
That got a major, the record you're holding, that is a U.S. pressing of it?
Yes. Polydor.
Oh, it came out on Polydor. I'll be darned. Never heard of it. Didn't even know Todd produced that. I never heard of it. Man.
It's a very good album.
Yes.
Well, here we go.
There you go.
Johnny Metal says, I did a show with Peter Kerr on the Dragon album. Great album. Excellent. Well, Johnny Metal says it's good.
Well, take it to the bank.
Take it to the bank. Get yours today, kids. That's all that matters. Ashley, all great music tonight. I'm going to go with Buffalo for the win. I think they're all winners.
Yeah.
All winners. If I got to throw my hat in the ring as a favorite, despite their hairlessness and their shirtlessness, I think I like Taste the best.
As musicians go, no. Buffalo's also kicking ass.
Oh, I love Buffalo too, man.
All of them, I think, had a certain energy to them that just kind of brings you in. I mean, there's just like, let's go out and have a freaking get crazy is what I hear.
I go Taste Buffalo Cheetah. But appearance-wise, I would go with Cheetah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
Great show, Grant, DC, and Ash. Love the Warehouse. Thank you, Christian. I appreciate it. Witch's Brew, #1 for me from West Coast Dave. All right, cool. All right, well, I don't really have anything much more to add. Do you, gentlemen?
Glad you guys enjoyed them.
Oh,
Ashley, you knocked it out of the park, man. Knocked it out of the park. Nary a discerning word was seen in the comments tonight. And that is a rarity.
That's good. That's good. I'm on the Warehouse. I have to step up to the plate.
All great. See, Johnny Metal, damn it, he's sold. If he's sold, I'm sold. I just don't know what more I could add. I'm just so surprised they never really became anything over here in the States. Kevin, they were all truly different, but very good. Oh, I bet Marlon would have liked this. I bet Marlon, had he been here, would have liked this.
Marlon would have loved Buffalo, and he would have liked Taste, but he would have been all over those youngsters with their bare shirtlessness, hairlessness. But I think he would have really loved Buffalo.
Glistening on the front cover. Not a hair on their little bodies.
Speaking of hair,
like 10-year-old boys. I loved it. I thought it was good. And if those guys were like 15 or something.
Holy cats.
Where did they
They're
learn?
they're the Def Leppard of Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
Barely out of grade school, and they're bringing it. And I mean, bringing it.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap this show up. I do want to thank everybody for hanging. I want to thank Ashley for bringing it.
No problem.
100%.
Any problem. Anything for the
I
warehouse.
applaud you. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. This show will be back next week. What can I say? I hope we kick ass as much as we kicked ass tonight.
Who's got big shoes to fill following this?
I can't remember who's here next week. Is it? I can't remember. I can look in the book. I can't remember anything. Yeah,
Sydney up.
huh?
The Warehouse Rolodex.
Sydney
That's
coming
it.
on.
This is the Warehouse Rolodex right here. Well, what'd you say, Ashley?
Sydney coming on? Is he on next week?
No.
No.
Should he be? I don't think people are ready for that. Thanks for the great show. John, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate everybody for coming. All right, we will see you tomorrow night. We will be live for another episode in our ELO show. We will be looking at Xanadu, and we will be looking at time. I think that's at 7. And then, oh, look, Marlon.
Marlon's here.
Marlon is
What
here.
do you know?
He's here.
Well, thanks, Marlon. He didn't come
He
up
was
with anything
lurking in
negative
the
or anything.
shadows. He was lurking in the shadows.
Looking in the shadows, peeking around the corner. All right, everybody, we'll see you. Have a great rest of your week. Tomorrow's Thursday. Keep it clean. Wrap the rascal, and just keep it clean. We'll see.
Thanks, guys.